All right, so let's get started. So to make a cohesive theme book, basically, I like to stick with a minimal color palette. So in this one here, I'm doing white, black, and then this greenish, it's kind of an aqua green with a bit of yellow in it. And these are all my own gel prints, and I guess you could say faux eco printing, and you can find the videos for those eco printing, believe it's called. I've got quite a few, and you can find those in my playlists or in just videos. So what I've done is we had a class for the blooming artists, and we made this book, and this book is a little different than what you normally see. This is actually a double accordion folded book. So there is no glue, no binding with string or wax thread. It's all folded. And it lays flat, and it's got some really unusual shaped pages. And I've already started with a few sketches, and I'll show you how I keep that theme going. So we have larger spreads and then these odd shaped triangles, I guess you could say. Now I did use scrapbook paper for this. It's great paper for using in this particular binding. And you can use watercolor paper if you just wanted to have it plain white. And then you just use a chipboard, cover it, and add it to your two end pages. So as you can see, mine is going to be themed in a way of nature, fall nature, this season right now that we're in. Okay, so for myself, I am going to do a lot of sketching in this, ink sketching, and very little color. The color and the way I sketch is going to be how each page connects with each other. So this branch here, as you can see, it goes across this little opening here, comes around, and then it disappears behind this page. So this gives you the, oh, wonder what's behind there. Where did it go? It gives you interest in turning the page. So when you turn the page, it tells a story. So now we see a bee or a hornet, whatever, it's probably a hornet. And the branch, which is this here, continues from here. And this is how the hornet nest was connected to the tree. So this was actually in my neighbor's yard, but I could see it from my balcony, or not balcony, my deck. So I just wanted to document that for. But what I've done here is I've connected it by adding it to this page. So this stem here connects to this separate page here. Now I didn't connect this part here to that. As long as you have one thing connecting, one thing that keeps you following to turn the page. Also, what you can do is use color to make it all cohesive. So I do have the green on the outside, the black, a little green here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that green color. Now you don't have to do your cover page first. You could actually do all your inside pages and then look at and see what the main color you've used, and then add that to the front. So there's different ways of starting this. I kept the background very plain because I knew I was going to draw with black pen. So if you want something a little more colorful, go right ahead. These are all your own experiments with books. And what a great way to experiment when you have a ton of paper. I don't know about you guys, but I have a ton of scrapbook paper, and they're perfect for making these books. Now I could have made it a little longer, a little wider if I wanted to. It's endless. You could also use large sheets of 90-pound watercolor paper or marker paper, that type of thing. That would work also. So what I'm going to do with this, because this is the main page here, I want to just put a little bit of wording on here too. So I'm actually going to take this branch and bring it down into here, and I'm going to make some letter and just put fall here, but I'm going to have the branch coming down into the lettering also. So I want to put the lettering on first, and what I think I'm going to do, which kind of funky letters, there you go. So that's what they'll look like. I don't know what set this is from. I have had these for probably 15-20 years, so I have no idea where they came from. Now I want to match the green. Okay, so now I want to put a line down so I can line this up. So I'm just going to get a ruler here, and I think I'll have it like so. Make sure I don't have any F. These blocks with the lines on them, they're great because then you can line up the bottom of your letters. You're not somebody that has done much in so these have these, I don't know, there you can see the lines. So that's the way you can line up what you're doing. I'm just going to give this one go. Sometimes when you haven't used your stamps or they're new, you have to kind of break them in, so to speak. Keep it on the line. Make sure you don't have any along the edge here, because that could go off onto your paper. So just wipe it off with a cloth if you do. Line it up. A little bit high, but it's okay. Okay, they did goof up a little bit there, but that's fine. Okay, so we'll let dry that up. So just give it a little shot with your heat gun. And now I'm going to incorporate this branch coming into this little page here. So this one, this branch here, it also continues here. When you turn it, it's come out here and it's totally different. Now with this one, I've done all I want to do on this one, but I want to continue each page to be cohesive with the one before. So what I'm going to do is take this color and put it in the leaves. I have my pencil crayons right here. So again, just get a piece of paper, see if you can match that. That's not bad actually. So we'll use that. And I'm just going to color in some of these leaves. Just to make it cohesive. I can take a darker color and maybe a little bit of yellow. For the shadows, this would be darker under here. Maybe on in the center a little bit, be darker. And then you take some yellow and you can give it a little bit of highlight. So remember, this is fall, so you're going to have some a little bit of turning of colors. Okay. So there's how you can get a little bit of color so it's cohesive looking in your page. Okay, so there you have that. Now I could go in maybe and color some of the leaves here, but I think this is enough because I don't want it overbearing with color. I want more of the focus to be on the drawing than the color. So now this, so as you can see, this goes into that, that goes into this, but we have nothing going into this. So you can either start a new topic but keep the same color and style that you're using. So I wouldn't start doing watercolor. I'm going to stick to this style for this particular book. Now if you wanted to, you have each section different, you could do that. But I want this to start into maybe ferns or dragonflies, something that I've seen that's going on right now in the fall. Yeah, I do. I have this stamp of the hydrangea, and I think I'm going to stamp that in the black, so it looks like it's already, so it kind of looks drawn. And I'm going to place it. You don't want to place it in there because this spot here will show up here. So you have to think about those things too. And I want an archival. Now I don't have a big enough thing for it, so I'm going to have to kind of wing it. And I want it on the page. As long as it looks like you've drawn it, that's fine. So that'll work out really nice. So I can either write in here about the hydrangea, and then over here we want to incorporate it. So either the writing could be part of the wanting to flip a page. So say you were doing hydrangea and then you couldn't see the rest of that wording here because it's covered. If you turn the page, you'll see it. So with the hydrangea, we could actually put bees, because there's lots of bees and stuff around here. Let's see what this bee looks like. Anyways, I don't think I've even used it. You could draw them, you could paint them. That's cute. Yeah, we'll use him. So we can make him around here. Or we could have him also coming out of this thing. And that would be fine because it would show up in here. So let's do that. So we could actually have them right there, hopefully. Yep. Maybe another one down on here. I always like to do an odd number. So one there. Maybe up here. Okay. So that bee is incorporated into the next page. So what do we do here? We can also use these as areas to do your journaling. With this book, which is kind of cool, it also could be a pocket. Because these pages are overlap, they can be pockets, which I think is pretty neat. Let's see. So I like to look at both sides and see what else I should be doing. So it's incorporating into each other. So I'm just going to do the top part. If you want to draw them, go ahead and draw them too. This is just something I have. I may as well use it. Use what you got. So I'm going to put this one right there. And then we can take our marker again and anything that didn't come out, just scribble it in. It'll make it look more like you did it. Okay. And I think I will put some leaves in here. So if I have they have kind of serrated edges. So I'm just, they're very veined. You see the veining in them quite a bit. Okay. I'm going to bring a stem with some leaves on the stem. And that is going to bring me to the other page. Let's see. So just mark where you're left off. And that is going this way. So up here, where's this? Like that. That's the stem. Veining. Like that. And then this here, now I have to decide what I want on here. Now, still see the bees here. Do we want to continue the bees over here? I don't know. This is where I think I'm going to have my writing on. I could have a picture here too of something. Keeping in with the theme, I could have, let's see, let's draw these leaves in first. I think I'll just put that there. These leaves can be very similar to a lot of different shaped, or not shaped, brands of leaves, types of leaves. This looks very similar to birch. It looks similar to beech trees. So you could actually, it's a great leaf, generic leaf to use. So you could actually change it up in each section if you wanted to. So it doesn't have to be the leaf of hydrangea. It could be a leaf of a birch. I think I'll that up there. Just to switch it up a little bit. That. I could still put hydrangea or whatever you want there, or even a sediment, like something to do with fall, or just write something. I think I will put okay, so what I've thought about is I'm going to continue. I put this wax paper under here, and I've inked up this here, and I'm going to match it up. So I think I want to continue this onto here. So it's not a lot, but I think it'll just match it up a little bit more. So it just matches up more. So then it gives you the same look, but this has the leaves. This doesn't have the leaves, and I'm just going to keep this remainder in here as a place to journal. So let's try that before I turn it. And it doesn't have to have everything connecting. Like this here, that doesn't connect, and this doesn't connect, but that's fine. So you don't have to have everything connect. So we'll start to put some color on these now, just to bring that green back in. So now we have to decide what we want green. Do you want to stick with the leaves? So do you want that to be the common factor? The leaves are always the green. That could look nice. Or do you want to have a little bit more of a pow effect with this page, where we have the green in the flowers? I think I'm going to do the green in the flowers. I think that would look cool. I don't want to do it with colored pencil this time. I think I'm going to use watercolor. So let's see if we can find a color that would be as close as we can get that olive green that we had. So it looks like this one here have swatches up here. So there's this green apatite green, or Daniel Smith green apatite genuine, I think it is, which would probably, and I could mix a little bit of yellow in it. Because I want it a little bit on the, it's a very, very pale color of green. So I'm going to get a watercolor brush here, but I want it really watered down. Maybe it's a little bit of leaf green by Da Vinci. just yellow that up a little bit. That's more like it. Put water down. I don't want a lot of color. So typically you'll see the top, they're not all green. They're kind of mishmashed. Might be a little deeper in the center. Now this is just scrapbook paper, so you're not going to have the same effect that you would get on watercolor paper. So just be aware of that. So I'm just going to do a few on each area. So some might be a little darker than others, some might be still white. Some are actually turning brown, but I don't want to bring brown into this, so I'm just going to do a few, maybe on the top, just on the top of this one here. That, and then I'm going to turn it and just do the top of these ones also. And I'm not getting fussy. I still want it fairly watercolorly look, so loose. If it goes outside the lines, that's fine. Okay, that's it. So as you can see, it's very simple. So less is sometimes more. So don't get too caught up in putting a lot of different colors together. Sometimes it's nice just to add one or two colors. So I'm not even going to do the leaf in this. I can always come back once I start looking at the whole book as a whole, and maybe I'll add more writing or a few more leaves or a few more, maybe I'll find that I needed bees in it all. So I think I'm going to leave this. I may put a border on here. I might decide to actually sew something on here. I don't know. This is intuitive a lot of the time, especially when you're first starting one of these books. If you're going to make a whole bunch of this particular book in this theme, the more you do, the more you'll add things. You'll get your, it's like anything else. The more you practice, the better you get. And it's the same with building books and making it cohesive. So now I want to put something on here. I have the leaf, so it is transitioning into this side. Now I could add more leaves here if I wanted to. What am I going to do? This side has a flower on it, different types of paper. Then here, that's the same paper as this. So what did I do here? Do I want to do the same thing? Do I want to put the big B on there? I don't know. Or maybe I just want a small b here. I could take a branch, bring it across. Maybe it's a vine that turns into, these are clematis. So I could end up having a tree branch. And then it turns into the flowers here. Now, if I do a tree branch, you're going to see it over here. So how is it going to look with this paper? You kind of have to think about each section that you do. So now I didn't draw the flowers onto this page, but this flower is back here. So this is a whole new section. So that kind of tells me I'm going to leave these flowers alone. I like these flowers, but I think what I'm going to do is keep this as my writing area. I already have a little bit of black pen on there. That's fine. So I'm going to keep this as my main subject matter. So being that I have a leaf here, how do I want to incorporate it into this whole thing? So I could draw a beech tree here, the bark. So I could do like an up close type of thing with a stem coming off. So like that, and then we'll bring this over here, the stem. And then bring it into this one. A lot of times you'll find the beech tree has these from the base of the trunk of the tree. A lot of times you'll see little sprigs of leaves starting to sprout. Now I can, they're very branched out. Like I said, just either find a reference or just make it up. It's your journal. I'm just making this one up. I know I'm a gardener, so I do know what they look like. It's not going to be perfect, but it's just for my journaling. So I'm not worried if it's not exactly the way it should look. Okay, so this is a birch tree. So as you can see, the it's it really peels, and there's many layers, and it's really cool to draw. So I've got the basic form here. I'm going to do it in pen so you can see it a little better. Now I'm going to make this branch. I'm just using this picture as a reference for color, texture, that type of thing. I'm not drawing the exact picture. Okay, so let's go back to this, and what are we going to do? So we did the green on there, left the leaf. The leaf continues into here, and this continues here. So I think I'm going to just do the leaves on this one. So I'm going to continue using the watercolor that I had, just to keep the same colors going. Now, what I think I will do for the end part here is put some bees. I didn't put any bees on there, but I think I would like to put another bee on. So that's where we can, I think I'll put one here, a small bee. Right here. So we'll bring in the bees again, and then here. Not necessarily a huge amount, but maybe one more in here. Right there. Okay. All right. There's a bee there. This will be area where I can write in white ink, which I think will look cool. And we can also put something in here. I don't know exactly what yet, but this is something that you don't have to finish all in one go. This is kind of a do a little, go back to it, and then see what you got. And that's the back cover. So here's the start. It's a fall. So we have our leaves. The color is in the leaf here. I could actually put one, maybe this one and this one also might look good. Like that. So we still have our green going through. And then our flower starts, continues, and then the vine is what connects the pages. And then you've got lots of room for journaling or doing more sketching, whatever you want. Okay, so there's your book and how to make it interlock and be cohesive with each flip. So I hope you enjoyed it. So have a fantastic day, and I hope you get going in one of these books and maybe different themes. I'd love to see what you come up with. Have a great day, everybody.